Cheetahs, the fastest animal on land. Able to run 75 miles an hour, reaching 45 miles an hour in just 2.5 seconds. These animals are fearsome hunters. But their cubs are a different story. Whilst they are born from fearsome hunters, these cubs are small, cute, and defenseless. It's not uncommon for cubs to be snapped up by lions and leopards and hyenas looking for a meal. Because of this and human interference, cheetahs are vulnerable and may one day be endangered, meaning we would no longer have these invaluable animals on Earth. This is Ratty, and he's part of a very special program. He was born in a zoo, but one day he will be released into the wild. Right now, he is small and shy. His mother is Creaky. She was born in the zoo, but she will never leave. She's grown up in the zoo and is used to human company, so she doesn't have the skills to live out in Kenya. Instead, she will help her species from the zoo with breeding programs. Because of the way these programs work, the cubs will be raised by their mom and not their dad, but she's ready to take on the life of being a single parent. These are Ratty's siblings, Imani and Adili. They're more outgoing than Ratty and are already causing a lot of mischief around the zoo. They are still learning all the skills they need for the wild. These will prove to be very useful as we see later when they live in the wild. Ratty especially does, as he spends all his time hiding and hasn't come out of his spot to play with Imani or Adili. Like a lot of cheetah cubs, Ratty is anxious and a little introverted. He's adorable, but he's going to need some help. The humans working at the zoo can't be in there to help him. They need to somewhat keep away so he doesn't get used to them. And even as a cub, Ratty and his siblings still have sharp claws. We need something that will be able to play with the cubs and teach them new skills. This is Lucy. She's a cheetah support dog. Her job is to help the cheetahs come out of their shells and learn all the skills they need. Cheetahs and dogs don't live together naturally, but they do have similar behaviors, making this an adorable fit for the young cubs. Lucy is going to help the cubs not only learn how to communicate, but also learn all the skills they need to make it out in the wild, where they won't have mom or human help. In fact, the siblings won't even stay together. Ratty will have to find a way to make it alone or find other males who will accept him. Like all kids, the cheetahs learn all the skills they need through play, and Lucy is more than happy to accommodate that until the cubs get released into the wild. Lucy isn't the only one though, as Creaky will bring over food to teach them how to hunt with prey that is already dead, meaning they get to learn and get a snack afterwards. For now though, let the cubs play. They don't need to know what's coming. Cheetahs in the wild are experts at attacking medium-sized prey, and as the fastest animals alive on land, nothing can outrun them. Coalitions are groups of males who live, sleep, and eat together. Whilst female cheetahs can't stand each other, the males will tolerate each other if they have to. Not all males live in a coalition, but it does give them more chances to get food, better protect their territory, and gain access to females. Like all species though, they are somewhat at the whims of humanity. Cheetahs are often targeted because they are too close to farms. Hunted for their fur. Or taken from the wild to become someone's exotic pet. For a species that isn't very sociable with its own kind, this can be a problem, especially if they are unable to find suitable mates or their territory is taken over for human use. And that's where Ratty and his special siblings come in. By now, they are teenagers and are ready for their own independence and their own lives away from Mom. The zookeepers also feel they are ready. Noticing that Ratty and his siblings have been ever more fractious and more fights have been breaking out between the siblings, it's time for them to say goodbye to the zoo and have their life in Kenya. With one last goodbye with Lucy, the cheetahs are ready to go into the big wide world. Cheetahs can be quite sensitive in transport, so they are taken in custom-made crates in a custom-fitted airplane. The team waited with bated breath to see how Ratty did in transport and see if he will take to his new life in the wild after growing up in a zoo. There's no guarantee that he has taken well to transport, even with a quarantine period inside the Kenyan borders. Everyone can breathe a huge sigh of relief as they see him run out of the crate and towards his new life. Ratty is now out in the wild, alone, and will have to use his skills to survive. Out here, there are no humans to feed him, so he has to get food himself. It's going to take some practice to get the skills down, but Ratty will eventually learn. He will also have to learn where the humans hunt. It's a close call, but Ratty survives to see another day. It's not easy learning to do all this. Whilst Creaky and Lucy did their best to pass on all the skills they could, it's much harder when you're on your own for the first time. There's also another problem with this area. This area is controlled by a large coalition of males. Ratty tried to introduce himself. It's easier in a group after all. But it's hard to fit in when you're the new kid on the block. Ratty knows if he's going to be accepted into the group, then he's going to have to find a way to impress the other cheetahs. He can't just sit around, hoping for them to eventually like him. And Ratty knows just the thing to help him fit in with them. If he can catch it. Finally, he has gotten his first kill in the wild, and it tastes all the better having been able to do this on his own. He won't be eating alone though, needing this kill to prove himself to the others. He cautiously walks over to them, offering up some of his kill. It's a success. From now on, Ratty will have comrades that he can live with, catch prey together, and defend their territory from other cheetahs. It's an advantageous position for the teenager to be in, and it's one that could set him up for the rest of his life, so long as he can get along with everyone in the group. Which is easier said than done with a big group of boys, especially when there are females around. Females can be ready to have cubs at any time, and the scent is enough to drive any male crazy, Ratty included. He's not the scared cub hiding in the grass anymore, but a male who is able to stand on his own four paws and fight for himself and his coalition. All the skills he learned in the zoo will serve him well, but one thing nobody could have prepared him for was poachers. With human conflicts spiraling out of control, an ever-growing need for farmland, and the increased cost of survival, conflicts between humans and animals are becoming increasingly common, with casualties on both sides. Cheetah pelt sells well and can be used for luxury goods, making Ratty and his friends an even more inviting target for poachers. All it takes is one good shot. But the poacher will not succeed today, and Ratty and his friends can make their escape, able to survive another day. This will not end the conflict between humans and animals, but for Ratty, it is a step forward in his survival and shows just how valuable he is to the coalition if he can handle a poacher on his own. One day, Ratty will have cubs of his own, leaving them with their mother so they can be taught all the things he was taught back at the zoo. Back at the zoo, Creaky has been a successful part of the breeding program for many years and is now retired. She spends her days lounging, hunting, and being fed by humans. What more could a cheetah ask for? Want to know more about cheetahs, their hunting tactics, and their intelligence? Subscribe to our channel to see more videos every week.